Hey y'all. So today I wanted to talk about paradigm shifts. Yesterday was the Lionsgate's Portal's strongest day. Today it is still open. It's open until the 12th. It's pretty strong still. But I wanted to talk about paradigms because what is a paradigm? A paradigm, according to what I looked up really quickly, is just the way you think, or it's a structure of sorts, usually not attributed to the physical world. So a paradigm shift would be just a mindset shift or a change in the way that you think, right? And why is a paradigm shift, a mindset shift, a perspective shift such an important thing? Don't mind it. I don't do it often because y'all know I'm trying to get myself together. But I really wanted this. So I was like, you know what? Today I'm not going to fight. I want some Starbucks. I'm going to give me some Starbucks. So Starbucksies. Anyway, so yeah. The reason why it's so important, let me give my little something. All right. I'm here. The reason why it's so important is because mindset is created over your life, over the things that you've experienced in life, positive, negative, everything that happens is put inside of your mindset. And you might not consciously think of it, but that's why we have a subconscious. It takes record of everything that happens and it acts how it needs to. If someone gives you the feeling that you used to feel when you were around a person who you didn't like, you get triggered, right? By the way, I just got done watching, well, I didn't just get done watching, but I watched Tabitha Brown's video, and she said that she was triggered and it caused a panic attack. If you haven't watched that, I think it's a great video. You can find it on anything that Tab posts, I'm sure, but it's just called I was triggered and I had a panic attack, and then just put Tabitha Brown. You'll find it on YouTube for sure. But when that type of stuff happens, it's because your subconscious remembers what you went through in that situation. Even if you don't remember the full details, even if you don't remember anything else, whenever your emotions are heightened, that thing is not only recorded inside of your subconscious, but it's like put at a priority place in your subconscious. There are things that happen that the subconscious has, but it just doesn't bring up because there was no emotional tie to it. So it makes no difference in the subconscious's how do I say? I guess I will say, like, in its job. If its job is to protect you, or its job is to remember how you feel in certain situations so that you can eventually reshape the way that those situations are approached, or sometimes just cut them out of your life entirely. Well, if you have no emotional connection to something that happens, you'll forget it. The subconscious will remember, but just store it somewhere and keep on moving. But when you have heightened emotions of positivity or negativity, those things are kept at a priority so that it's easier to come out. So, like, for instance, with me, when it comes to skating, that's something I remember from my childhood that I used to love. And because I loved it so much, I'm still able to remember it even consciously. I don't remember a lot of my childhood. And I know that sounds weird because I do have people that actually know me, my everyday life, and talk to me, and they're going to be like, what? But I don't remember a lot of my childhood. I remember a lot of the feelings I had during my childhood, but a lot of events, you know, people talk to me about them, and then, like, sometimes it'll come back up, and sometimes I'll just be like, it's not coming. I don't remember it. And the thing is, during my childhood, I had a really muted emotional era. So because of that, a lot of it I just don't recall. And then a lot of it I was on autopilot because I was just doing what other people told me I was supposed to do. So yeah, but I do remember skating, and I remember loving it, and Every time I skate, it just reminds me and takes me back to that feeling of waking up early, being so ready to skate. But let's get back to these paradigm shifts, because y'all know me. So let me focus myself. But yeah, when it comes to a paradigm shift, your mindset is created by all the experience that you experience through life, right? So if you experience anything traumatic, if you experience anything that's, I wouldn't say anything that really puts an impression on you, and it doesn't have to be a bad impression. Maybe it's just an impression of like, this is what life is. Maybe you grew up like me. I grew up in middle class. So because I grew up in middle class, I thought middle class was comfortable. I thought middle class was where I was supposed to be. Like, that's life. You go, you get the degree, you go get the job, you climb the ladder, and then after that, you get the nice house and you get a decent car. Not even luxury or fancy, just decent. You just get a car that runs well, and of course, if you know, you know. You keep your towels in your linen closet, but that's the insider for those who actually watch me faithfully. So maybe you want to get on that. But yeah, like, that's what I thought life was supposed to be. And then my paradigm shifted. And when my paradigm shifted, it actually shifted for the worse first, truthfully. I went from middle class to, ugh, I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't like my family unit. I had a paradigm shift of poverty, and I had a paradigm shift of like lack and just not having all the things that I needed in order to make a life sustainable. And the reason for that was because this track that they put us on didn't work if you didn't have a partner. And what I mean by that is, housing is outrageous. Car notes are outrageous. Everything is just expensive. So if you have a job that's paying you $60,000 to $80,000 a year, you can be able to live a comfortable life. Not necessarily get your nice house with your nice car. You're gonna get a nice apartment and you're gonna have a good car. But if you don't, like, I live in the Chicago suburbs, by the way. I know some people are like, if I had that money, you live in a whole different area than me. That's why. But that paradigm shift happened because once I became an adult, I'm like, I have ridiculous amounts of bills. Everything's expensive. I can't move. And so I just got this lack mentality, and it was horrible. And I just felt like I could not get myself out of that mentality. And that's not the point of this video, but I will try to give you tips on how to get yourself out of lack mentality coming up. Maybe I'll do it after I finish this video. But I just felt like all the things that I wanted in life seemed so far away. And I had a conversation with someone, and she said, everything that I dream of just seems unrealistic. And I said, well, why is it unrealistic? Do like the preachers do. No, but seriously, I asked her, why is it unrealistic? And she said, it just seems like it's so far. It's so, like, I can't touch it. I can't reach it. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, there's this rule, which, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. But, like, you're only 6 degrees away from a celebrity, right? So 6 degrees away from a celebrity is like, in some people's mindset, 6 degrees away from somebody who's rich, or somebody who's wealthy, or somebody who's, you know, that can put them on. I'm 2 degrees away from it. I'm not even 6. I'm 2. But the celebrity that I know I could get in touch with will not answer. He does not answer the phone. But, and I don't care, because I don't expect him to either. I do not expect him to answer for a random. I don't. But that's not the point. The point is, if I know someone. No, actually, I know someone who knows someone who. So I'm 3 degrees away from that one particular celebrity that I'm thinking of. But I know that I have other celebrities that I could probably do degrees away from. But the point of it is, if I'm that close to being able to talk to that person, and that person is, if not a billionaire, on their way to being a billionaire, but I believe they're a billionaire at this point. If I could get around that one person who knows them, based off of the person who I know who knows that person, and then we all go to one of his functions, then I know him in person now. I have another celebrity that I actually can communicate with on a daily basis if I want to. And that's not like a flex. Like I promise you, I'm not trying to flex or anything like that, because these people do not know me. If you go ask them who is Tasia B, who is Fantasia, they will be like, I do not know. But I have access to them. You get what I'm saying? So that was so easy to help her change the mindset, because it's like you're thinking this is unattainable, but you're 4, because if you use me, 4 degrees away from a billionaire, 2 degrees away from somebody who owns their own radio show and who has a thriving business. Like, honestly, there's nothing that you can't do unless you tell yourself you can't. Then you can't do it. You're right, you can't do it because you told yourself you can't. You spoke it over yourself, and that's what it'll be. That's why a paradigm shift is so important. Whenever you find yourself in a lack mentality, or you find yourself in a situation that's really, bringing you into negativity type of vibes, what you have to do is shift your mentality. Because I say it all the time, as a man thinketh, so is he. Your mindset is going to control your reality, because we are the creators of our reality. Whether you want to believe it or not, apologies. It was Starbucky, it wasn't me. But whether you believe it or not, if your reality is everyone struggles, everyone has rough times, and nothing in life is easy, nothing in life will be easy. You will always struggle, and you will always have rough times. But if you believe, I'm a lucky girl, all things come naturally. I don't know the song like that. But if you're on the lucky girl vibes, the things are just going to flow to you. And it's not easy. A paradigm shift is not easy. So stop letting these TikTok-y girls, stop letting all the gurus tell you. All you have to do is just wake up every day and do your affirmations. Baby, back. Let me tell you something about affirmations. Affirmations help change what you talk to yourself and how you think about it. But that is over time. You have to put in the work. Your paradigm is not going to shift overnight. I guarantee you, anybody who you think had a paradigm shift overnight had been doing excessive work behind closed doors. Everyone wants to talk about overnight success. There's no such thing. And if there is overnight success, I guarantee you there's overnight failure the next night. I will always use it as an example because it is the easiest to use. You win the lottery, you don't know what to do with the lottery, you go buy the houses, you go buy the cars, you go buy the jewelry, and then you don't know how to pay your taxes. You are now in debt. And when you're in debt, not only did you lose the right to say I'm wealthy, the right to say I have money, I don't have to worry about it, but now all those things that you bought, depending on what you bought, that house, that car, if you didn't buy it outright, and even if you did, because the house, baby, if you can't pay the taxes on the house, eventually you're getting a lien. And somebody's going to purchase that lien because it's probably a nice house. And then you're going to be out on the streets. But somebody who knows how to handle their finances, maybe they don't go and buy the nicest house. Maybe they just go buy a house that fits them and their family. Maybe they just go buy a car that runs well. And a lot of people don't realize there are millionaires walking around every day. Every day. And some of them are living paycheck to paycheck too, okay? But that's a whole different story for a whole nother time. But what I'm saying is, The way you think has to shift in order for your life to shift. You can't expect better from your life if you don't expect better from your life. Do you get? Because seriously, if I stay in my lack mentality, these clothes that I'm wearing, like, it's something as simple as that. I would show y'all my outfit, but this is not the video for it. But I am cute today, okay? But the clothes that I'm wearing, I wouldn't be wearing. Because this is more my vibe. Not completely, but it's very much closer to what I like. I like things that are very outspoken, like me. And because of that, those pieces usually cost a little extra quid. And I'm okay with that. Especially if that means that I feel like I'm expressing myself outwardly, you know? But 2-3 years ago, no. I'm getting the cheapest, or I'm getting the most basic. I'm getting something that can match everything. I'm getting something that, if it is expensive, it's very durable, you know? Like, the money was always the primary reason why I had a purchase. If I purchased something for the car, it was the most affordable. Now I'm like, I don't need the most affordable. I need the one that lasts the longest, because I ain't gonna be coming back in 6 months doing it again. That's a paradigm shift. I no longer care. I gotta drop 500 on it, I'll drop 500 on it, but I guarantee you won't see me for 3 years. I drop 150 on it, I'll be back in 3 months. I'm not playing that with you. It's the way that you think. That's what people mean by paradigm shift. And it's so important, because if you don't change the way you think, what happens is everything that you've lived before will just keep happening. If you have a mindset that everything happens to you, not for you, everything will keep happening to you, and you will never have any control over your life. Remind yourself, I am in control of my life. Yes, it might hurt sometimes. Yes, life has ups and downs, but I'm in control of it. I can control how up it goes, how down it goes. I get to control that. I don't have to sit up there and allow someone to abuse me. I don't have to sit up there and be in company of people who really don't have my best interest at heart. I don't have to. I don't deserve that. Sometimes it's about changing the way you look at you. You feel like I've done horrible things in my past, and so everything that's happening to me is my karma. Remind yourself that karma is given to and in control of by God. So God determines the karma, not you. You don't sit up there and say, well, you know what? It's okay that they sit up there and they talk to me in this type of way and they treat me this type of way, because I used to be horrible. You used to be. You're no longer that person. Stop punishing yourself for the past. Remind yourself that you are greater than who you used to be. That loud truck. Anyway, switch the way you think in order to get a life that you truly will be happy with. A life that will fill you with the joy that God wants to give all of us. Now, whether you believe in God or not, whether you believe in higher power, universe, I think it's all one. But what I will say is, if you don't believe that God wants you to have joy and have a good life and be happy, then you should want it for yourself. And you should push for that for yourself. Because I guarantee you, whether you believe in God or not, if you're making those strides towards making a better life for yourself, this world, in the way that it is set up and created, has no choice but to bring it to you. The things that you have in your mind most. As a man thinketh, as a man continuously thinks upon, so is he. It has no choice but to come to you. I love you. Have a fantastic day. Remember, it's up to you, no one else. Creating your life is up to you, no one else.